Okay, now it's recording.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Musa Al Habib. Me and my classmates are gonna present the African American presentation. First, what's ethnicity? The ethnicity is a group of people share the same cultural characteristics which have been acquired or learned through the shared social experience. The key aspects of this presentation is education, social justice, and equal rights. So the struggle over the history that the African American faced, there were many things. The most common of them are they brought to the US against their will, like we can see here in the picture. They used to put them in a ship, and like maybe 30 to 40% used to die on the journey. They were like being owned like a property for the rich people, like slaves, without any money, any salary, just for food and drink. Even after they get the freedom, they will still banned from like getting to schools or some social places, and we still have a discrimination until nowadays.
So the main stereotype that African Americans obviously have is that they're poor or uneducated, or that they come from a lesser background than most of us. But clearly that's obviously not true, and throughout the years it's been proven. So the main influences that African Americans have brought over is mainly art and music. Harriet Powers was the first woman to bring quilts to Georgia in the 1900s. And after that, more influences were brought over. During the 29th century, music was brought over, and throughout the years, African Americans brought their music into our culture and changed our music. Some famous people and also just historical figures in general is Martin Luther King Jr., who played an important role in the civil rights movements, Maya Angelou, who was a famous poet and also a civil rights activist, and Serena Williams, who is also a famous tennis player who is still alive today. The main issues that we still see today with African Americans is racism and inequality. Even to this day, they're still struggling to fight for their rights and just to feel equal like every other race.
And we have the most important date, which is the January 18, Martin Luther King. This day for the all black people, or they make equality by Abraham Lincoln, and invocation proclamation in January 1st when the black people became free. And the video show the about the Martin Luther King.
Today we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day in honor of Dr. King's birthday. He would have turned 92 years old this year, and it took nearly 20 years after his assassination to observe the first MLK Day. Dr. King was killed on April 4th, 1968, at just 39 years old. In the midst of this tragic loss, just 4 days after his death, supporters started the campaign to honor the civil rights leader with a federal holiday. The first MLK Day was observed nearly 2 decades later in 1986. And while Dr. King was actually born on January 15th, we celebrate his birthday each year on the third Monday of January. In 1994, this federal holiday became a national day of service where everyone is encouraged to volunteer. With COVID this year, we'll all have to keep our distance. So I wanted to share what I found last year when I talked to pre-K students in Mount Vernon. What do you want to tell me about Martin Luther King Jr.?
He made the world a better place. He marched for everybody. He wants everybody to be equal.
Dr. King's legacy lives on. While this year's celebrations will be different, there are many volunteer opportunities and observances that will be virtual.
Smart kids, good drawers too. Those drawings were fantastic, to be honest with you.
And for the facts and history within Oklahoma, during the Civil War, many freed slaves joined Union first in Indian Territory. First, Kansas Colored Voluntary Infantry was created by freedmen and escaped slaves who came Texas and Oklahoma. Racism was a practice making black to live in enslaved black towns. Black culture grew after the Civil War. Segregation led to cluster of black in housing, businesses, and art during the deep days. Racism was rampant and a battle for civil rights continued. A group reflection, the presentation was done by three activist members, who I am Muhammad Al-Azmi and Brianna Hodge and Musa Al-Habib. We first brainstormed in our first meeting where our members actively and significantly contribute in generating ideas. We worked individually at research level, but we met for discussions. We discussed what the include and what the element. We prepared the presentation together by organize ideas. The process was enlightening and motivating. And this is the reference. And this is the questions and the answer. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.